There was a time when music was searching for something new, a sound that could bridge worlds, rap and rock, melody and rage. Out of that search came six young artists, standing shoulder to shoulder, with one mission: to make the unheard feel heard. Linkin Park wasn't just another band, they were the spark of a movement. In small studios filled with wires, screens, and endless beats, Mike Shinoda experimented. His vision was clear. Music could be more than sound. It could be emotion, technology, and storytelling woven together. Every layer of a track became a building block for something bigger, something the world had never felt before. And then came Chester. His voice wasn't ordinary. It was lightning. Soft one moment, explosive the next. He could carry the pain of 1,000 broken hearts in a single line. Under the stage lights, his voice became the weapon, the shield, and the confession all at once. He didn't just sing, he bled truth. Every scream was a release for him and for the millions who listened. Those screams weren't noise, they were survival. People who had never been able to speak their pain suddenly had a voice, and it was Chester's. But Linkin Park wasn't one man, it was a brotherhood. Mike and Chester, two sides of the same coin. Rage and reflection, anger and empathy. Their chemistry on stage wasn't just performance, it was trust. They carried each other, challenged each other, and together created a sound the world couldn't ignore. When they stepped into the crowd, the barrier between stage and fan disappeared. Mike reaching into outstretched hands wasn't just a gesture, it was a message. You belong here too. Every concert became a gathering. Every lyric, a reminder that no one was alone in their struggle. In quieter moments, Chester would close his eyes, gripping the microphone like a lifeline. You could hear the weight in his breath, the cracks in his tone. These weren't just performances, they were confessions. Each note a piece of his soul, shared with anyone brave enough to listen. And then there were the nights when the lights dimmed, and thousands of phones lit the darkness. Chester's silhouette against the glow of 1,000 stars wasn't just a picture, it was proof of connection. Artist and fans, tied together by sound, grief, and hope. Side by side, Chester and Mike weren't just bandmates. They were brothers. In every bow, every embrace, there was a story of triumph, exhaustion, and unwavering loyalty. Two friends who carried the weight of a generation together. And the fans, they weren't just watching, they were part of it, singing until their voices cracked, raising their lights like a second sky. Linkin Park concerts weren't shows, they were lifelines. They were healing disguised as music. But behind the spotlight, the weight grew heavier. Chester carried the kind of pain most of us couldn't see, but all of us could feel in his words. In the shadows, he was vulnerable, fragile, and human. And that honesty was what made his music eternal. Yet even in his darkest moments, the fire never faded. Every performance was delivered like it could be his last. His screams weren't just sound, they were war cries. And millions of fans found the strength to fight another day because of them. He gave himself fully to the fans, stepping down into the sea of hands, letting their energy lift him as much as his voice lifted them. That bond went beyond music. It was family. It was connection. It was everything. And through it all, Linkin Park remained united. Every member brought something unique. Together they created a force bigger than themselves. A band that stood for resilience, innovation, and unity. Even now, their music doesn't fade. It echoes. In headphones, in stadiums, in memories. Chester may be gone, but the message remains. In pain, there is strength. In music, there is survival. Linkin Park wasn't just a band. They were a voice for all of us. And that voice still carries on.